Mic is working. Howdy folks, welcome to Days Arcade. Playing some Wild Card tonight. Hopefully you like card games. It's very simple to understand the rules of this. And yes, I do understand that this is not the regular time of what I would normally stream on Fridays, because the summertime is busy and a lot of my Fridays get eaten up because, well, in Wisconsin we don't have a whole lot of warm days, so I need to get out there and do some camping, so I'll be camping this Friday. So anyway, streaming some Wild Card tonight. This is a very rare Williams EM. In fact, it is the very last electrical mechanical single player game that Williams made. It was just under 1,000. I think it was like 901 total production, and I'm sure some motivation was to use up some of the EM components that because they were very shortly going into solid state, or already in the process. Yeah, I'm gonna shut that guy off. Oh. Anyway, so the other one, I think it was Sevens something or other.
Thanks for the sub.
Unread 31, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. So last Williams electrical mechanical single player. If you look at the history, there was I think it was Sevens or something. There was a 4-player EM, but it was like a hybrid. They did a very small number in electrical mechanical, probably to use up the last remaining stock of parts that they had, but then the majority was run in solid state. So anyway, the reason I went after this game is I played it at Tom Taylor's here in Wisconsin. He's a big collector of EM machines in the Milwaukee area, and I really love the asymmetrical layouts. Basically, the objective of this game, it's quite fun. So the left-hand lane is going to be for each ball, you're going to want to go up the left-hand lane and try to do that twice, because the first time it's going to light your spinner for 1,000 points per spin, and then the second time you go up there, it's going to light your double bonus for your bonus ladder here. You can increase your bonus by going into the two saucers in the right and left hand side. You can get some bonus on the top saucer as well, and then your what was this called, gondola, or I forget. This basically, this path here with the kicker, it can be either 1 or 2 bonus advances, or each bonus advance is 5,000 points. So the way that you can increase it, so if it's only one insert is lit, it's going to be 10,000 points or 1 bonus advance, just like the top saucer is. Or if you have 2 of the inserts lit, it'll be 2 bonus advances and 20,000, so double. In order to light the inserts, you need to hit the cards around the playfield, and from what I gathered, it's I think you have to hit most of them. I haven't figured out if it's basically, it's not like a certain sequence of them. It's basically just hitting the cards and advancing up, and you'll advance to lighting those inserts, and then you can just try to hit that lane as much as possible. Once you complete all your cards, so you have your aces and your twos, which are just the saucers and the stand-up targets, those are not only advancing your bonus, but then you'll work your way towards the first joker once you finish those, and that'll light the top special for that gondola there. I believe you can set top special lights when that scores 100,000 points, so that might be something that's selectable. And then the second joker, so you have to do all the cards again in order to get the second joker. And what does it say? Oh, that'll light your bottom special lights, and it'll alternate. Looks like it'll alternate with something, slingshots or pops. So yeah, that's basically it. With, I would say, because the only way that you can cash in on bonus is by draining. So probably not as, I mean, you're gonna make a bunch of points. So tournament wise, of course, going for advanced bonus during gameplay is lucrative. Also getting the double bonus, so make sure if you're advanced all the way to the top of the ladder, you should hit that left lane. Make sure that you have the double bonus lit for some good amount of points. Other than that, ripping the spinner is worth a lot of points. So anyway, let's get this going. So I don't know if you caught this from I did string this on Buffalo a couple weeks ago, and I had only just picked it up. This game was advertised as really nice condition. It was advertised as fully working, which I know that's never the case. I've never bought an EM that is perfect, or any game for that matter, even when they say that it's in perfect working order. But for the most part, it did work. It just, certain things, mainly what was it? The bonus was not counting up. So it would make any of these shots, and it just, when you drain, it wouldn't count anything up. And it wasn't consistently lighting the spinner. And what that was attributed to was basically contacts, and there are several relays that needed some adjustment. So, and even just before the stream, I was working on the ball count unit, because it would not consistently count up to, when you restarted the game, it wouldn't go to 5 ball all the time. Sometimes it'd go to 4, sometimes it'd go to 1. So I went back in there and looking at the stepper unit, and it's like caked in grease. Like, okay, public service announcement. You only need a little bit, just a little bit. It's not, you don't need to cake it. I don't know what they were trying to do there. The little grease is good, a lot's better. Maybe that was their mentality. I don't know. But otherwise it was clean. So it wasn't the people or the person I bought this from. It was the person before. Definitely did some work on this game. There's quite a few touch-ups on the playfield, and it was clear coated with, I'm guessing, polyurethane, judging by the kind of milky inserts. It looks good from afar, but far from good, I would say. The color matching was fairly decent. I think just their color saturation isn't the best ever, but pretty good for a home enthusiast, I would say. Now I got 3 aces and 3 twos, so I need these 2 saucers yet, which are kind of, you gotta shoot almost off the tip of the flipper to get a direct shot like that. Sometimes the slings will help you out. Now I got 2 inserts on that lane up in the top right. If I can end up in there. Oh, careful. There's the double bonus. I lost it. I figured I'd get a few games in here. There's the first joker. The spinner and the double bonus will always reset. So I got my special on the right hand side there. You can hit it a direct shot in there. It's just kind of threading the needle a little bit to get it up there. Didn't get the special this time. Not a bad score for the first game. 4, 4, 6, even. Look at that. Going to 5 ball perfect now. Just needed to get that grease out there. I think the level of the game plays quite a bit into how well that kicks out. I think I have it fairly well leveled, but this isn't its permanent home, so I tend to. This is the streaming spot, and so whenever it gets to its permanent home, I'll level it better. If you didn't know, do host tournaments here. It'd be every other month, and if you type exclamation TurboGrafx7, thank you for the subscription. Got everything working on this wild card. So exclamation point in tournament in chat will give you the information on Racine Clippers. So you'll be able to play this game if you want to come out to a tournament. It's located in Racine, Wisconsin, just in between Chicago and Milwaukee, right on the lake. So, but yeah, I think the next one, because I hosted the last one, the next one will be at my buddy Daryl's. So we alternate back and forth every other month, but we do have a monthly tournament. Single player games aren't always the, I don't know, preferred for tournaments, but it's not that big a deal because you can basically, you know, player one goes. It's a pretty fast game, and then you just take a picture of your score and the next person goes. But they only made this in a single player, so it would have been nice to find if they would have done a 4-player version of this instead of the whatever it was called, 7 something or other. I think it was just 7s. Lucky 7? That's it. Lucky 7. But very, very few EMs made of Lucky 7. Mostly solid state. And so I'm not going to play this the whole time. I do have the Buffalo pinball stream tonight as well. And that's at 7 Central, so I need to wrap it up before then and switch over. So kind of partway through this, I'm going to switch over to Gottlieb Bounty Hunter, which is why I'm wearing the hat, because I'm playing 2 Western-themed games tonight that are both fairly recent to the collection. Bounty Hunter is, again, another very rare Gottlieb game that most have never heard of. And I streamed it once, but it had some issues, and so the objective there is to try to make it fail now that or hopefully don't get it to fail. But I think I got it. I think I got it figured out. Ryan, are you still up in Eagle River right now? Thought you were. Or are you back? In which case, you should be drinking beer at the beach. Oh. This game actually, the person I bought it from, it was two guys. They like had a home business. One of them was a tattoo artist, and the other one was, I don't know, a hairstylist maybe. There's like a haircut thing, and like the pinball machines that they had. This was just one of 4. They're sitting like right adjacent to their business area, so definitely smells like hairspray or some kind of hair products over the years of sitting there. Who knows? I don't know how many years he's had it, but enough to smell like hairspray. Sounds like I need to tighten up the back door. No! This guide needs to come down just a little bit too. It's just little tweaks, you know. You gotta play it a bunch and notice some of the nuances. Even the last time I streamed this, it helps. The last time Nick Shell of the Roanoke Pinball Museum was watching the stream, and it's great to get feedback, so I can kind of go after the things that are kind of flaky or not working right. So another set of eyes like, oh, that didn't score right, or and I did look at the blinky lights here. So we initially thought, because they are LEDs, cheaper LEDs in there, but I looked at that closer because he was thinking needed to get some non-ghosting ones, but no, they're actually supposed to. I tried it with incandescent and it did the same thing. So I think that's part of how the game works. Nice. 20,000 each time I go in there, and 2 bonus advances. So I need to get that left lane right there. Come on. Oh. Ah. Totally screwed it up. Because that would have been a 100,000 bonus if I would have gotten that left lane. Still not a bad score. Every ball that's the thing that resets. Cards don't reset until you get them all. You can get some pretty nice spinner rips on this too. If I can hit it, I gotta get that shot down. It's almost straight up the middle. I got the rip, I just need it lit now. Dang right, saucer is dangerous. Try to switch over to Bounty Hunter about 6:15. Oh wait, no. Lit spinner, not double bonus. Come on, spinner shot. Come on. Get that. There we go. much of a move. No bonus for me. Get in there. Come on. Some good points in there if I can get in that lane. Oh! It's alright. I have yet to get the second Joker. And then it's on 5 balls, so fairly challenging game. And you got the 2 saucers kicking it out, and you get quite a bit of side-to-side action. Another cool thing about this is the artwork. The back glass is really cool. And it certainly looks like it, but one of the cowboys in there looks like Roger Sharp. And since he was pretty influential during this time, and made a lot of friends throughout most of the companies, which he still is today, it wouldn't surprise me if his likeness was used for that sheriff in the background there. So it's been a very long time since we've seen a card game. And they were common in an EM and solid state era, but in today's games, I don't think anything uses any reference to cards or gambling. World Poker Tour? That might have been the only one. Modern game. I don't know, I guess game show would have been, it's not cards, but I don't think gambling and game show are the same. And, you know, for when it says, like, play flipper skill games for fun and recreation, up at the top it says. And, you know, the whole thing with, you know, advocating with the gaming commission that, you know, it's a game of skill, not gambling, like, but you're showing on the back glass and the playfield, like, people gambling, and this is, you know, not a gambling machine, but you depict gambling in it. And so I can see where lots of, you know, you're drawing that connection. I think this game, later ones, could be made either replay or add a ball. This definitely has that ability because the ball count unit will increment up to 10. So I certainly can put it on add a ball. It's kind of a neat feature because then no matter which state it went to, they had that ability to change it. It was one of those silly things that they did to skirt laws that if you made it an add-a-ball, you're winning a ball instead of you can't win any free games, and then you could, in turn, you could sell those free games to other players. I guess that's what people did. I don't understand how they would make money that way. They would sell their free games to the next player? Someone was waiting to play? I suppose you could, depending on how many replays you got set, but couldn't you, if you were an operator, you can just take all the replay plugs out, and at EM there's just plugs in the back. So, couldn't you just not have replays at all? And I suppose, like, the number of replays, you could just do, well, I suppose you could sell, if you got like 3 increments of replays and you reach those, you could potentially sell them to somebody waiting to play. Or they could tell you, I don't care, I'm not paying you money, I'll just wait for you to leave those credits on there. Go pool ready. What's going on? Maybe you know. Did people? Do you think people sold the replays? Like the whole, gambling thing or the reason for replay and add-a-ball. The only thing I can think of is that they would have sold replays, and that's why add-a-ball was invented. But maybe not. But with add-a-ball, I feel like you can just continue to play the game over and over and over. Because if once you reach a spot where it adds the ball, dang. What's up, CNK? No gambling here. It's all in free play. You could probably match. Oh no! You can sometimes get money from the establishment if you're done playing and had a bunch of credits. Ah, but then what would they do with it? I mean, are they going to go over to the game and de-increment the credits? I don't know. If you were the establishment owner, you could just say, well, play your credits then, because I'm not going to pay you money to... I don't know. Maybe they didn't view it that way back then. I want a free game, so give me money in exchange. Now I know that the slot machines in Wisconsin are like that, where it's very much very similar, where it's totally not legal, and like, but yet all the bars have them, and you put money into it, and you, just like a casino, you print out the receipt and then you take it up to the bar, and the bar will pay out versus, you know, like going to a casino teller or whatever. Depending on how much you win, like if they have all the cash on hand or something, but they all do it. I think they have something like, you know, it's for amusement or something. Bingo machine. I have a comeback key on side. Interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. So they would drain the credits. That seems very cumbersome. The only way on an EM to de-increment the credits, you have to go into the back box and de-increment the credit reel. Or if it's a 4-player game, you'd have to like put 4 players on and then like plunge the ball, turn the game off, let the ball drain, turn it back on again, put 4 more players on there, and repeat the process to de-increment the credit reel down until you got it to 0. Seems like a pain in the butt. I suppose they had nothing but time then, I guess. I wonder how much you could win though too. I've only played the maybe not bingo games, but like the card games before, where you're trying to get a certain hand. There's a plunger, and there's different saucers that you have to go into. Um, if you get a certain hand, then it's worth so much. But I don't know how that kind of works. Hang on, let me catch up. Comeback key was easily. Oh, huh. Interesting. It's a circular key. I did not know that. And it's quite rare that I think, that you would even find a bingo machine on location. I've only seen, like I was just describing, that a card game. I think it was called like Jack's something, or it was just a bunch of cards on the back glass, and then you're supposed to get or try to get a certain hand or something like that, or a hand was worth a certain amount. But the player could always just play their credits, but if you could win a bunch of credits, you could get paid. It really only takes a few seconds to remove credits, since it's a hard game to play, and it was similar to a slot machine but slower. I see. Okay. And it's so I have a little story to tell. So I was this past weekend was my 5-year anniversary with my wife, and we went down to Iowa to her undergraduate school, town in Decorah, Iowa. Anyway, so we spent the weekend there, but on the way back, about halfway point, it's just outside of a town called Dodgeville in Wisconsin, in a place that's called House on the Rock. And if you're ever in the area and you're looking for something to do for the day, because it will take the majority of the day, I highly recommend it. It is the weirdest freaking place ever, but there are some coin-op machines in there, most of which are like musical kind of coin-op, but they did have in there very, very early forms of slot machines, which is kind of neat. It was like a roulette wheel, this big giant thing. It had like a roulette spinner on it, so pretty neat. I don't think those were functioning. They just had them on display. Not everything works, and going through there, they had a bunch of like automatic music players that had like this paper tape, or like a roll that had like slits in it and everything. I'm just looking at this mechanics of this, because you could see, some of the inner workings. Like, where the hell are you going to get parts for that? Who's going to fix this thing? Like, who knows how to fix these things? And they had tons of them. But that wasn't like the craziest. I mean, their electrical, mechanical, music displays were pretty incredible. But just like the architecture of the place, all kinds of things to see, displays to see. We were it was just the two of us, and we were cruising through. We didn't stop and to smell the roses for too long on any one thing, because she had been there before, and it's just so much to see. But yeah, you could really spend a long, long time there. Oh, C&K, yes, the coin pushers. Those are kind of fun. First time I ever played those was at a county fair. They had like a big trailer in the midway. Get a bunch of tokens or, quarters and throw them in there. Pretty fun. I was definitely not good at that. Some people are. Find the right one. Strategically place the coins. Which I'm looking forward to the fair this year. I was kind of using one of the fair games, the midway games, as a analogy for work. So, do you know it's like the horse racing game, or I guess it could be any like animal, but essentially there's like 10 or 12 seats, and then there's like an alleyway with a bunch of holes at the back, like bowling but with holes. And you roll a ball up there, and if you got the 10, your horse would increment 10 spaces, but you have a bunch of people all rolling the ball at the same time, and you're trying to increment your horse to the end. So I was using that as an analogy for work, where when management talks about parallel pathing, right? But you're a single person, it's kind of like trying to play that game as all players. And I thought it would be funny to pay the carny guy for all of the positions, and then attempt to play that game by myself, advancing them all, just running up and down and playing that, because it's kind of like, if you're asked to parallel path everything, that's exactly what you can do, like a little bit each here and there, and progressing as you go. Want a lipstick here, C&K? They put other stuff in there too, like little toys and things in those coin pushers. What happened? Susie Fan 5 Rises, thank you for following. Yeah, little toys and things that they put in the coin pushers. Oh! And thank you for stopping in, Susie. Hopefully, having a good day. Playing the weird and rare wild card. One of the last PMs ever made. 1977. It's got some pretty nice rules to it. And it can be a drain monster when it gets going side to side like that. Yeah, I remember the finger traps. That was a thing in those coin pushers. Terrible score. Terrible. Is there a... C&K, I don't know what that word means. Pinnacle? Pinnacle based pin? Oh, the green cowboy hat story. It's the only cowboy hat in the house. So, that guy on the left has a green cowboy hat, so it's a thing. No, this is actually my wife's green cowboy hat. And since I'll be playing 2 Western themed games tonight, I thought it was fitting. So I do need to swap over to Bounty Hunter here shortly. Oh, Pinochle. Oh crap, I gotta do that now. So let me finish up this game and I'll switch over to Bounty Hunter. Oh, card game. 48 cards. Deck of 9. Huh. I kind of remember that. I was not a very big into cards. We played some euchre when I was growing up. I couldn't tell you how to play it now. That was something to do in the Midwest. I vaguely remember a game called Pinochle. Oh. Saucer's a killer. One more 2. It's in the danger right saucer. That was happening. Last ball. Yeah, well, that was uneventful. Not a terrible score, and I did match. So look at that. All right. Yes. Well, I think the level could adjust, so I need to make sure that I got it perfectly level before I start. Because yeah, you can bend that kicker arm and adjust the angle of how it's going to kick it. Um, so, but anyway, I got to move it anyway, so I'll adjust it when I get it to its final destination. All right. Let me move Bounty Hunter in. I have to move you out of the way just a little bit. I need my cart. This will go upstairs eventually. But I would say it plays pretty solid. Much better than when I first got it. Yes, and a very attractive brown paint job on Bounty Hunter. Oh, yeah, unread. The back door, that can be adjusted. I just haven't taken the time. So there is a back box latch. And in fact, um, I had one for Dave DeLuga that I was fixing up an EM for him, and his was missing that. It's a metal bracket.
Thanks for that raid.
Someone raided. Look. So it's like an angled bracket. Small Town Pinball, thank you for the raid. Hopefully your stream went well. So anyway, it has a angled metal bracket for that back door of an EM, and there's 2 screws that you can adjust that angle, so it makes it so the latch of the lock is tighter. So just a little adjustment. Anyway, I actually, because I didn't have that bracket, and I didn't feel like fabricating one, I printed one. So I designed it and printed it, which you can find on Thingiverse. If you look for Dave's Arcade on Thingiverse, I'll have several pinball related 3D prints. What's up, Kevin? Since it's Western themed, I figured the hat was appropriate. Borrowed it from Lindsay. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, that needs to be tightened up. Cell processing, what's up? Ah, thank you. Shell shock. Yeah, several things there. And I figure someone else might find them useful, because when there's a something or other that you need and you can't find it, or in some cases, like, you can buy them, but and a lot of times it's a lot faster for me to just print it. And oh, what year is this from? This is 1985. Single level Gottlieb game. This is the very first Gottlieb with a alphanumeric display. So this is an 80B. And yes, I know I streamed this before in Buffalo not too long ago, but the objective here is, if you watched that stream before, there were some issues with this game where I've been chasing switch issues. Basically, the whole switch matrix would just completely shut off. It's very weird. So I've been going through and replacing connectors and kind of bulletproofing the game like I normally would. This did have an aftermarket MPU from Schwimmer, as well as a driver board, which I haven't had experience with before. But you think, oh, it's an aftermarket, you know, it's brand new, it's going to be better, right? So yeah, thank you, Small Town. The 3D printed stuff. Oh, do the posts and other playfield stuff hold up and work? Yes, absolutely. I've done 3D printed posts on quite a few games already. In fact, these lane guides are 3D printed. This tent one, I just what was that? That was actually someone else's design, but it was not it was not sized appropriately. So those tents need to be perfectly the right length, otherwise they won't fit over the two mini posts. So, but all those lane guides and light shields are 3D printed. And these flipper bats, these are 3D printed as well. So rather than placing an order to Pinball Resource, I have brand new bats and lane guides that if I wouldn't have told you, you probably wouldn't even know. So let me get this thing leveled real quick. Yeah, actually, and because these, think of so these Gottlieb ones, they go over the metal shoe or whatever, and then they screw into the bottom. So it's actually a two-part piece. The very top piece, it has like a stepped kind of, if you've seen Gottlieb bats, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's sort of like stair steps, and then there's flat on top. But that's not very conducive to what you need to print. So it's actually a two-part print, and so this top piece, it's really more decorative, like a flipper topper, and so I use E6000 glue to glue that on. I need to go grab my level real quick. Oh, it's right here. The old phone level. I think this is like a 5-degree pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back 7.32 high.
I also made this had a center post,
Left and right okay.
which I think made the game a lot easier.
Back 0.82
So I
high.
removed that and I 3D printed a plug that goes there. So
Left minus 0.22 low. Back 0.82 high.
yeah, cell processing.
Left,
Yes, the
minus
LV
0.22 low. Back,
chip is all 3D
0.82
printed.
high. Left and right okay. Back 0.72 high. Left and right okay.
Let's see.
Back,
I might just leave it right
0.82
there.
high. Left 0.42 low. Back 0.92 high. Left minus 0.2 low.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Back 0.92
Might be a
high.
little steep, but the flippers are plenty strong to get up there. Alright. Yeah, you always want to do the roll down like that, because then you can kind of see if it arcs. If it does, then you got a little bit more work to do. And that app isn't always perfect. Sometimes I'll take out another level and put it directly on the playfield, because that does need to get calibrated every so often. All right. So anyway, the connectors. Are those? Yes. So this is freaking awesome. I did not design these, but they are on Thingiverse. So these are the edge connectors for Gottlieb games, and you can use the Molex KK series pins, and it'll snap in place for this, because a lot of the connectors on there were IDC connectors, and once those pins get corroded or acid damaged or lose tension, that is like the number one thing that I find on Gottlieb games is tension on the edge connectors. There's some things that you can do to help make it a little better, but anyway, these work fantastic, and they already have the markings on where it goes on the board, and so just start crimping. Got brand new connectors. So 3D printing to the rescue. All right, let me zoom in here. So everybody saw the back glass. I'm just gonna go into the scores here. It's very much a Clint Eastwood kind of knockoff. I'll have to focus it. Okay. Do the playfield. Yes. Well, it's a necessary evil, crimping new connectors. I hear this time and time again in Facebook and pinside threads where people say, you know, I replaced all the boards and stuff is still not working right. Well, did you repin the connectors? Because if you didn't do that, then new boards aren't really going to help you if you got no connectivity. So yes, wiring for a homebrew with P3. Yeah, lots and lots of wiring. All right, turn this off. I only have time for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to switch over to Buffalo Pinball at 7 in 10 minutes only. So I can do a couple of test games here. But yeah, Bounty Hunter made in '85, first alphanumeric 80B. Very basic rule set, I would say. Objective here, and I'll go over this again, but essentially you're loading the gun and you're shooting the bullets. So in order to load bullets, was it so you can load bullets by so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stand-up targets. But in order to light more of the stand-up targets, you need to hit this saucer here, and then you hit the stand-up targets that are lit, and it's going to alternate with like slingshots and pop hits. But anyway, you're loading that chamber, and it will move the bullets as you fire them. And the way to fire them is going around that rotate bullets, roundabout there in the top left, and that's a big objective of the game. So you load them into the chamber, and then you have to shoot up there to shoot the bullets, and then that each time you do that, it adds to your bonus, and so you can move your way up this ladder, and then it'll light 100,000 once you complete it, and then you go up again, and it'll light the 100,000 for this next insert. So that's one of the main objectives. You can spell Hunter with the stand-up targets, and that will, once you spell Hunter and you complete A, B, and C, your extra ball is lit on the B up top there. What is it? ABC. Yeah, completing ABC and Hunter flashes the whole. To light the special. So sorry about that. Completing Hunter will get you extra ball on the B rollover. If you complete ABC as well, it'll light the special on your top, or yes, it will light your saucer that will flash, hit the saucer, it will then light your special in that roundabout in the top left. The only other thing that is unique to this game is Cactus Sam. He's a stand-up target here worth 50,000 points, and he's going to come up every 20 switch hits, and he stays up for, I believe, 10 seconds. We'll have to count. But yeah, that's the gist of the game. So here we go. I'm going to play at least one game, and then I'll switch over to Buffalo. Is it Roger Sharp? No, I think it's this one is kind of a knockoff of Clint Eastwood. So oh. Ooh, that was me. Flipper fumble. They have John Wayne's Front Door. Next Level Arcade. That's neat. I don't know what John Wayne's Front Door looks like, but he doesn't stay up too long, and if you're already up top, you have to try to get, there's a shot. You have to get the ball down and line up your shot for Cactus Sam, so it's not always convenient. And I'll talk about some of the repairs. So, I know Gottlieb games are not the favorite of a lot of people because of the repair issues that you can come across. And this one was definitely a head scratcher. And I fixed a lot of these games, and I'll talk about that when I switch over to Buffalo. Oh, that was fun. It's a nice fun shot there. Ah, yeah, the tail whip section. It's a good hard left shot, obviously with the drop target down, and then it'll whip around there. So I might have the pitch a little bit too high. That's definitely going to play a factor. Or you'll have to hit, you can hit it from the upper flipper. You can go around the left clockwise from the upper flipper, or you can hit the right counterclockwise with the lower left. You can get around there. So 3 different ways to get you can basically hit it from all 3 flippers. So, all right. Too bad, CNK. It's totally up to you if you want to join the Buffalo for more Bounty Hunter. But I'm gonna end the Dave's Arcade stream here. Feel free to jump over to Buffalo. I can't raid Buffalo, unfortunately, because I have to start it. But if you hold tight, I'll be back in a few minutes. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you in a minute on Buffalo.